we gotta break this trailer down. I don't care if it's 3 minutes long. I don't care if it makes this video super freaking long. We are breaking this down now. At 0.25 speed, we are going to look because there are also a lot of little hints and clues to other characters we may see in this game. So, turn this down to 2.5 speed, mute the volume. Let's look at it together. 2.5 speed, let's do this. So it starts out in space. The T for teen. And then we get a bunch of Warner Brothers logos. Like a bunch. And then it starts on Warner Brothers Tower. And if I move myself for just a second, as you can see here, there are Pinky and the Brain air balloons that are flying in the background. There's a little thing down there. What does that say? Oh, it's MultiVersus, where Hollywood's supposed to be. So I think this is like WB City from like the old Warner Brothers cartoons, if I'm not mistaken. I apologize if some of these references are wrong. I have not watched one of the old Warner Brothers cartoons in forever, so please excuse me if I get something wrong. That's totally the Animaniacs Tower. And then we start off with Finn having a battle with Bugs Bunny. One thing I want to say real quick, I'm going to pause you for a second there, Finn. One thing I want to say right off the bat is cool about this game is that we get to hear a bunch of voice actors reprising their iconic roles years after their initial runs on their shows ended. Like with Mark Hamill's Joker, the late great Kevin Conroy's Batman, John DiMaggio as Jake. I forget the name of the guy that voices Finn, but yeah, some of the first times we've heard these voice actors doing these roles in a long time, which is so cool. I think they actually also got Howie Mandel to reprise his role as Gizmo, even though he's not in this trailer, but I'm pretty sure he's in there. Acme Land, I think that's what that says, that building right there next to Finn. And then the banter back and forth with these two, it's so wacky, but it fits what they're going for. They're going for something over the top and cartoony. And they're actually doing their moves from the game if you pay attention. Like here we have Velma. She's doing her little run animation. Sass. Like directly from the game itself. These are moves from the game. Hits him with the sass, and then hits him with the jinkies, the jeepers, sass again, and another jeepers. Just like in the game. It's so cool. I'm still not sold on Kate Micucci as Velma, but she's doing better in this trailer than she does in most of the movies, so I'll let it slide. Weird to pair Bugs Bunny with Joker, honestly. That doesn't really make much sense. But that's okay. We already talked all about Joker and his trailer. Now we have a funny little slow-mo shot where Velma almost loses her glasses. And then she makes a remark because her and Mystery Inc. have dealt with so many clowns. It makes me wonder if Scooby-Doo himself will make an appearance in this game. And then, then another one of her moves, the calculated, where she has the calculator and she's putting in the buttons. And up goes the speech bubble. I love what they did with the speech bubbles. It's so funny. Mathematical. Like, that's cool. It's also kind of funny that Finn jumps up in the air, but Velma just stays on the ground on her tippy toes. It's kind of funny. Then we have this one. I know this was in the initial release, but I forgot to talk about this costume in that initial release. This is the What's Opera Doc costume for Bugs Bunny, when he was doing that big theatrical play with himself and Elmer Fudd from one of the way back super old Chuck Jones cartoons of Bugs Bunny. It's a cool freaking costume, and I love that they actually included it in the game. Like, he's even got the eyelashes and the eyeshadow. Like, it's hilarious. He's even got the little dreads of hair. Sorry, not dreads, sorry, braids. Excuse me. Braids of hair. And then he's offsetting that. Okay, now we need to look at this. Okay, so I noticed Aquaman's trident, because it's bright gold, how can you miss it? And then I see a sword. I think that confirms Samurai Jack. That's a rapier sword, like an old fencing sword. What Warner Brothers character was it that had a fencing sword? I'm gonna have to do some research on that one. But yeah, that's totally like a rapier sword. And then we have this weird squid thing. Someone in the comments tell me what that is, because I'm drawing blanks. I do not know who that is. And then Bugs with the pun. How's that for a finisher? Oh, you cheeky bastard. Then up goes that. And then we see it's like a bunch of different worlds. You have Joker floating around in his balloon. I see another world right there. It's a bit hard to tell what that is because it's tiny and the details are not very easy to see. Yeah, I still have no clue what that is. It looks familiar, but I can't remember from where I've seen it. And then when Iron Giant gets hit, we see this world over here. I see aliens attacking some kind of crystal. I think it's supposed to be the Looney Tunes world. I'm not entirely sure. It's, like I said, it's really hard to tell. And poor Iron Giant is just unlucky enough to get hit with the safe that Bugs careened into the air. And he crashes down in Townsville, so that's a second confirmation of the Powerpuff Girls. If the Joker trailer thing didn't already convince you, this is totally Townsville. And then, instead of Jake, we have Cake. Now, Cake's not a new character. Cake is an alt skin for Jake in the game. But it's still cool to see her in it instead of Jake, because Jake was in the last cinematic trailer. Now, well, the last big launch cinematic trailer I actually did a reaction to a while ago. So, having Cake here is actually really interesting. And then you hear her being sassy, just like she is in the show. And then you have Marvin Martian with his iconic little walk. He's even got, like, a flag in his other hand. It's an Acme Bubble Blaster! And then there's, like, a spaceship in the background. Apologies if I don't get every single reference, but I think I know most of these. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, it's some kind of house on a mountain. It looks familiar. I thought for a second it was like Billy and Mandy, but now that I'm looking at it, it's not. It'd be cool to have Billy and Mandy in here, though. That was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. Oh, here we go. It's okay. It has like a little observatory. Could that be Dexter's lab by any chance? I see a sign in the background for a dog. Huh. I'm trying to get all these references, but I don't know every single one of them. So please, anything I miss, let me know in the comment section. And he's just like, you just slapped the gun out of my hand. How dare you? And, once again, Cake being sassy. Please excuse my me now. Okay, that's a little bit of a better look at that poster back there. Thought for a sec, when I saw it was a dog, I thought for a sec it was Droopy. That would have been a really cool, like, super old deep cut, but no, it's something else. Really hard to tell what it is, though. But it's cool. I'm cool with Marvin Martian. I think he's a really cool character. Do not fire Acme Electro Gun, and he fires it anyway. Just classic Looney Tunes. Yep, and he electrocutes himself in the process. That is very Marvin. I see a giant tall building with a crown on it. I feel like that's supposed to be a reference to something. Please excuse me while I'm drinking my coffee here. And then we have Stripe. I believe he was in Season 2 of the original beta. So, he's not technically a new character, but he's new for me. But it's cool to have him in here. I love the Gremlins representation, and I've already seen from the Joker trailer ending that they did have Gizmo. So, it's both of them. Which is fine by me. And then we have Iron Giant stepping in, tag teaming with Stripe. I don't know how Stripe grew to be as big as Iron Giant. That's a little bit far-fetched, but I'll allow it. It's cartoon logic. Iron Giant, I flipped out. For those of you that don't remember, I flipped out over Iron Giant's reveal in the first cinematic final launch trailer for this game. And he's still really cool here. He sees that he failed to defend Marvin. And then he gets into his awesome freaking Terminator mode from the actual movie. I can't remember whether or not it's an actual move in the game, but it's so cool they still have that in there. And then Stripe. Stripe has no idea who he just pissed off. So he traps him in an orb and just absolutely barrages him with a bunch of missiles. So he goes bye-bye. He gets absolutely walloped. And then I think there's some buildings in the background here while we're looking at Diana. I think that's supposed to be a reference right there, that statue. I think that's supposed to be another confirmation of Aquaman because I can see a trident. Yeah, that might be another confirmation for Aquaman. I think. Again, I could be very wrong. And I want to talk for a sec about the animation. The animation here, it's so good, it's so fluid, and it's also very cartoony. Like, it's not taking itself seriously. It looks really good. Like, I know it's just a cinematic trailer. And then we have some new costumes for Wonder Woman. We have, if I can try and get a picture of all three of them before it cuts away. 1, 2... There we go. Okay, let's look here. So we have Blackest Night, Wonder Woman. For those of you that don't know, that's the Black Lantern ring. Pretty much Lantern zombies from old DC comics, which is really cool. And then I think that silver, red, and blue suit is supposed to be her new 52 costume, which is kind of neat. And then she has the gold suit from 1984. Interesting. And for those of you that need your confirmation of Teen Titans, there's Robin in the background. And then there's a couple other hints in here. And I like how they treat these alt costumes like their own entities, character-wise. And she can just get that out of the way. Give me a sec. I'm trying to get a good look at that green thing. Okay, that green thing, that's totally one of the lanterns. So that might be a confirmation of Green Lantern somewhere. Or it's just a neat background detail, but that's totally the lantern. And then she says, only person I trust is me. And again, the animation is so fluid. Like, it doesn't look choppy, it doesn't look half-efforted. And there's a Batman plush in the background. This totally confirms Raven. That's a pentagram. So that's totally a confirmation of Raven, as Rick steps in. And apparently this is the first time we're going to hear Rick's new voice actor. He sounds pretty good. I haven't really honestly noticed that much of a difference. Then again, I don't watch that much Rick and Morty, so maybe that's just on me. But it's cool that Rick's in here. They're fighting Titan Tower. And then some of the jokes, like, sorry Bruce, I'm not here. Like, just so self-aware. So then he keeps trying to portal, then he gets to Adventure Time. Too bright and cheery. I hate middling kids. And then we have our peak of the new stage in this game, which is the throne room from Game of Thrones. Interesting. And then we get a missile flying in his face, which he just very narrowly dodges. And then everyone else is right behind him. Well, aside, obviously, from Iron Giant. He's too big to fit in the room. And then we have this really cool visual of Joker on the Iron Throne. Well, now you can put him next to Knuckles as characters that have gotten to sit on the Iron Throne. That's cool. Like, yes, obviously I know that Knuckles isn't the actual Iron Throne, but it's pretty freaking close. But that is really cool. And you have, like, the fires in the background. I'm not really a big Game of Thrones fan, so I might be missing something here, but this is cool. And Wonder Woman being the leader in this one instead of Batman, that's actually a really cool detail. And then Joker, he has his famous crowbar, which I'm surprised they included, because I thought that might have been a little too adult. And then we have the reveals. Let's talk about these. First up, Jason freaking Voorhees. He looks great, in my opinion. I've seen some people kind of bashing this design online, and it's mainly for the second thing we're going to see right before the end of this trailer. But design-wise, he looks really cool. Yes, obviously he doesn't have spikes in his head. That's a new detail. But I think it kind of makes him look, for lack of a better term, please excuse my language, but it makes him look badass, in my opinion. Not to mention, he's already an inhuman beast, so I can honestly kind of forgive that. And as for the bigger body proportions that we'll see better in another shot I'm going to show you in a minute, I think it works, because when you really think about it, Jason in the movies, and especially in Mortal Kombat X, is a literal freaking tank. Like, yes, he's not always supposed to be big and buff, but when you really think about it, no matter what his actual body frame is, dude's always a tank. He always just keeps coming back for more, and he rarely ever gets actually defeated. So, yeah, I'm honestly cool with them having this big, buff, exaggerated, cartoony style for Jason. Not to mention, I think it actually makes him more intimidating compared to the other characters. Like, he might be even more buff than Superman. So, I think Jason looks sick. I also love the little music detail. Obviously, they can't have the actual sound, because that is a little too dark, because this is T, not M, so we can't get full Jason, but we'll still get some Jason. They'll push the boundaries a little bit. And then our second one is Agent Smith, which confirms Matrix. Honestly, not a lot to say about Agent Smith. He looks pretty much exactly like he does in the movies, just a little bit more cartoony and exaggerated, to fit the MultiVersus art style. But it's cool that they have him in here. And then they're going to do the shot right here. Wait for him to stand out more. A lot of people are apparently very upset about Jason's giant tank body. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. I think it is It's exaggerated, yes, but I kind of like it. It's different, it's unique, it's not just a rehash of other Jason designs, which I think we're going to get as alternate costumes, like with Uber Jason, Savini Jason would be sick. You know, the one where he's actually like a demon on fire and he just crawled out of hell and he has that giant freaking pitchfork. Like, damn, that's cool. That'd be such a cool skin. But Jason, it would be just Jason being in here is a huge deal. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the biggest reason why it's a big deal is because this is the first time ever that a horror movie character is in a platform fighter. It has never happened before. It didn't happen in Smash, it didn't happen in All-Star Brawl, and it didn't happen in Brawlhalla. So this is something brand new. And again, Jason being big and exaggerated, I'm okay with it because he's supposed to be big and intimidating. Yes, he's not always built like a giant tank, but again, it's cartoony, it's exaggerated, it's not supposed to be 100% accurate. They're trying to have some fun, and I think that this version of Jason is really cool. Not to mention, he still has the chain around his neck from Friday 6. He still has his brown brown coat. He still has his iconic mask. Like, I can understand some people being a little upset, but honestly, I think it's a little bit of an overreaction. I think Jason looks sick. I think Jason being in this game is freaking sick. And Jason is going to be my new main in this game. Like, jeez, I'm so excited, bro. I love Jason. I am a huge Friday the 13th fanatic. And then we see that there are going to be... Oh, well, hold on. My bad. I was not fast enough with my pausing. Go back a few seconds. Sorry about that. I'm not always the greatest at this, so please bear with me. And then as Joker's laughing on the throne... Oh, I almost forgot. Jason's giant freaking machete. Thumbs up from me. I think that's actually really cool. And then if I can maybe... There we go. Okay. And it's going to pop up over there too. But this is the closest I'm going to get. So it's confirmed we're going to get at least 4 more villain characters. Whether they're horror movie slashers or not, I don't know. But they're definitely going to be villains. Because if they're going to stand right next to Joker, Agent Smith, and Jason... They're definitely villains. Like, that's the one thing we can confirm. It is more villain characters. Question is, who? Obviously, Michael Myers probably isn't going to happen. He's still under contract by Universal. Freddy might happen if they can make a deal with New Line Cinema. That'd be really cool to have Jason and Freddy in a game together because not even Mortal Kombat did that correctly. But as for ones they could include off the top of my head, well, obviously Pennywise. Pennywise, he's still under Warner Brothers, so he's still readily available if they want another horror character. He's available. Pinhead might be available. Alien will not be available. He's under contract by Disney. Trying to think, what other villain characters could there be in here? Well, probably another Batman rep. So, if I had to guess for another Batman rep, probably someone like Mr. Freeze, Riddler, or Two-Face, because we already have Joker and Harley. So, probably at least one more Batman villain in there somewhere. Maybe a Superman villain. Maybe we could see Lex Luthor. That'd be pretty sick. And then Pennywise. That leaves one more spot. Who else could it be? It's gotta be a villain character, and it's gotta be someone under WB. You know what? I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark. And it's probably not gonna happen. But my guess for that final villain character, I'm going to guess that's going to be Frieza. Yes, that sounds very out there, but I'm not really sure who else they can put in this spot. That's my possible prediction. I predict Lex Luthor. I predict Pennywise. I predict I'm going to say probably Two-Face. I'm going to predict Two-Face, and I'm going to predict Frieza. That's my 4 predictions. Obviously, I know the Frieza one's more than likely going to be wrong because we don't even have confirmation if Goku's in this game or not, but that's really the only other person I can think about because they already got the big villain from Matrix, Agent Smith. They already have one horror slasher in Jason Voorhees. So I'm not really sure who else they can really include. I might need to refresh myself on some of my WB characters because I'm not sure who else they could really put in here. Grimm, maybe? But Grimm's not really a villain. Oh, Aku! That's someone. Aku. Because if we saw that sword, that's probably confirming Samurai Jack. And if it confirms Samurai Jack, yeah. You know what? Replace Frieza, Aku. That's my actual prediction. I predict Pennywise, I predict Aku, I predict Lex Luthor, and I predict Two-Face. That's my big 4. That's my actual main 4. But if we can get Goku and Frieza, that'd be pretty freaking sick. But at this point, I've kind of given up hope on that one. So let's keep going. Wait, am I still recording? Yes, I am. Okay. Sorry, this video's long, I know. And then we get another look at that logo. It's still free to play. It still has crossplay across all platforms. I'm definitely going to be getting this on all my consoles. I'm going to try to live stream it on the 26th when it comes out because I really want to try Jason. I want to see how he plays. And then we have the big roster so far. I'll pause it when it has like all of them together. That way we can see what the roster is so far. Let's the new guys show up. Right there. Okay. So I'll move this to this side for a sec. So, character-wise, so far for this game, we have Rick, Morty, Jake, Taz, Banana Guard, Velma, Stripe, Tom and Jerry, Harley Quinn, Jason Voorhees, Wonder Woman, Garnet, Superman, Joker, Batman, Iron Giant, Bugs Bunny, Gizmo, Arya, Black Adam, Shaggy, Steven Universe, Rain Dog, Finn, Agent Smith, and LeBron James, and Marvin Martian. That is a pretty stacked roster. Like, obviously, there are some that they could be putting in here instead of some of the other choices, but I'm fine with it. And for those really complaining about Banana Guard, guys, it's a joke character. It's not meant to be taken seriously, so chill. But, dude, what a roster. This is cool. I think adding Jason is incredible. That is a huge, big first step for fighting games, and specifically platform fighters. Because now it makes you wonder, could we see a platform fighter from someone else, like Universal? And oh, wait, I actually just thought of another villain character. Maybe we could get Scorpion. This might be how we get Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Because I feel like MK is going to be in this game because they are still under Warner Brothers as well. I don't know, man. It could be literally anybody. That anyone that's under the Warner Brothers banner is perfectly fair game for this. Obviously a little bit surprised there's still no Lord of the Rings, but they might be saving that for a later time to promote something like War in the Rohirrim, that new anime movie that's coming out in the fall. So that might be when we see someone like Gandalf or Saruman or Gollum. I don't know. We'll see. But as of right now, this roster is stacked. This roster is sick. And I think adding Jason automatically makes this one of the best games of the year. That might just be me. I don't know. But, that's going to be it for this video. I know, very long, very long-winded, drawn out. I apologize. But, it was a lot of fun to react to this, and I am super stoked to play the game this weekend. So, yep. That's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. And until we meet again, I'm Jackson of Animation Station, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.